And we're live, so I have to forgive everyone that my stream gets a little pixelated in the beginning because of the Wi-Fi issue, which I'm still trying to fix. So I wanted to talk about my, let's say, beauty products or self-care products. And I really don't, actually I have zero sponsors, no affiliate programs, but if I could, it would be a couple, like US Wellness Meats, like one of my favorite, guys. So I'm gonna go over all my products here. I have them sort of on a table below, and I thought, because I get this question so much, I don't know why people ask me what type of self-care or beauty products that I use. I mean, it's very, very personal, and people have their own preferences, and I have mine. So, hey everyone who's joining the stream, what's up? So, my favorite deodorant on the planet is very difficult to get. The person who's working with me right now, or helping out a friend, she actually contacted Rose and Serien and then connected them directly to me. They don't ship anywhere except for Skandinavium, så det suger. Okej, det suger. De som kommer från Skandinavien vet Rosenserien. So, Rosenserien is a Swedish brand. It's so good. I did a seminar in Sweden a few years ago, and the girl who helped me with that, she was like, you've got to try this deodorant. And I was like, girl, I've tried every natural deodorant. They don't work, especially those salt, crystal rock stuff. No. And so she's like, well, go try one. And I did. She's like, you just have to like dab it under your armpit. And I was like, yo, this stuff is the bomb. So now this is the only deodorant that I use from this moment onwards. So they sent me a couple, and it's like, there's no affiliate program. They've got no links. I mean, I can link where they're from if you're from Scandinavia, but they don't send abroad whatsoever at all. I'm like, you guys need to do that, because it's the best deodorant I've ever used. If you guys want to take a screenshot of this mother sucker. So it's called Rosenserien, or Rosenserien, and it's a Swedish brand, and I love it. I love this deodorant beyond measure. So that's one product that a lot of people ask me about, and I've literally tried 20 deodorant products, and people are like, I just make my own. I'm like, okay, I know I'm a natural girl. I am not that natural, honey child. I am not gonna go and mix a bunch of stuff and then smack it under my armpit and use coconut oil. Not. Okay, little dabble do ya and walk out the door. I'm already busy, yo. All right, so another like moisturizer that I love is something actually that my friend, who's not a hippie, but she made it for me. And she lives up in the pine forest woods. And so this is amazing balls, right? Love, love, love. I can open it up so you guys can take a look at it. This is so delish. So she just sent me one here, and this is sort of it's lanolin, pure beeswax, and it's sap from the trees of her yard. Amazing, right? So this stuff is one of my favorite moisturizer, especially hand moisturizer. One of my faves. Now what I like to also use is just some little shea butter. Okay. There's another moisturizer, shea butter. I got this from Whole Foods. Like, see, I don't know why you guys want to know this stuff. Like, I don't care about other people's stuff. I just find the stuff I like. I don't normally wear sunscreen, but I use it only on my face because of melasma. Thank you, the Juve infrared box that brought out my melasma perfectly on my face, which I didn't even know I had. So I just use this SPF 30 on my face. That's it. I don't use it anywhere else because I want nice vitamin D in the latter half of my day between like noon and 2, really like 11-ish a.m. to 2. You're going to get that UVA light to get some vitamin D3 production in the skin. A lot of you guys, I mean, I live in Cali. Hallelujah. Hallelujah, child. I lived in Sweden and in Scandinavia for so long. Yo, I never saw myself so pale as when I lived there. So I know I was definitely vitamin D deficient. So I will go outside sometimes and just cover the face and get some nice vitamin D on the skin. Try to explain to people, you just don't get wrinkles from the sun. You get wrinkles because you got inflammation. Okay? You've got toxins. You're not detoxifying. You're not absorbing vitamins and minerals that help protect your skin. So then, like when you go out into the sun, you get into a wrinkle prune. That is the reason why that throughout history of humanity, we've been out in the sun. Now everybody's afraid of, like I meet people of lighter skin, let's just put it that way, of Eurocentricity. And they're so afraid now to get any sun. I'm like, it depends on the time of the day. And it also depends on your health, right? The strength of your health to be absorptive. So you can actually protect yourself from oxidation of the skin if your body's healthy. Let's see here. I also like to use, I see you guys chiming in. This is such a boring stream, but you guys want me to do it, so I'm gonna do it. I love to use aloe vera. Love for everything. Any type of irritation, I use aloe vera. Like I ride my bike all the time. I'll be like, where did I get that scratch from? Like, I don't even remember. I'm like scratched up and beat up and bruised from that bike sometimes. It's so heavy. And so I love just the aloe vera gel. I always have it. Now, it's better to get fresh aloe vera, but this is the aloe vera gel I use. Boom. And, you know, just simple things like, I don't like to use, so this is just the Burt's Bees, like the lip balm. It gets kind of dry. We don't have a lot of humidity here in California, so sometimes I use it. You don't, of course, use it all the time because you will lose the glands that are producing moisture and the lips will stop. So people, I see them all like all day long. I'm like, don't do that. Not smart. And then for shampoo, I just use this mint herbal simple shampoo. I don't actually use that much of it, so my hair and my scalp doesn't dry out. And that's it for now. Now, there's a lot of other beauty products that I use, but this is what I can, hey, Scotland, this is what I can all go throw together and just show you how easy it is to get some natural products with no parabens and no added chemicals, especially this. Like, you can't get more natural than that, right? This stuff is amazing, amazing moisturizer from beeswax and pine sap. For real, love. What's up, Dad? So I was going to do a stream about dirty keto, but I really wanted to talk about Rose and Savian. They sent me a couple, and I just wanted to thank them, you know, for sending me their amazing deodorant. It's amazing. My fave. So, now, happy Saturday. Nice to see you, Deborah. So, I will do a video, I think tomorrow, or I'll do a live stream about dirty keto, because that's a hot mess. I actually did a, somebody just made a post for me on Instagram. They do that often. My Instagram is Stephanie Ketogenic. And I did a post, no, this woman did a post for me, and she took out all of the foods over the years I've been saying not to eat. And she sort of put an X through all of them and then said, these are the foods that are approved. And I thought it was really cute. So I just reposted her picture that was on her Instagram story on my Instagram story. And people had a dang heart attack. We are too much in a triggered society. She's like, you are just too much and I'm going to unfollow you. I was like, this is the reason why y'all don't adapt. I go to her page and it's just food porn. Her whole Instagram is food porn. I was like, oh, no wonder you're triggered off of a post somebody else made, because this is showing your own insecurity. You're projecting your own upsetness of yourself onto me. I'm a busy girl. I got a live stream to do. So I just wanted to go more into that, I think, in another stream where it's just about food porn. But I'm going to take your guys' questions and then bounce with it. You guys understand, and I want to go more into the MTHFR gene mutations. Does that really affect your keto adaptation? Yes, don't forget to like up the stream. We've got a whole 45 people in the house. But I love you 45 people. Don't forget, you got to hit the X in the corner, and Deborah's reminding you guys to hit the X, collapse it, hit the thumbs up, and then reopen the chat, which there's icons at the bottom to reopen the chat to get back to the live chat. But I will go into all of these issues that people have when it comes to, so on my stories, I do a lot of stories, and people are like, you're saying what the problem is. Like today I spoke about MTHFR, they're like, but what's the solution, right? So it's really, really important that you guys understand your prior and current health when doing a ketogenic strategy. I feel that keto is going to go like this. It's here already, and then it's just going to go psst. And that is because people are not considering their current health. And I mean, we didn't grow up on all of the reasons why we don't feel well or what happens to us. So this is what I push every video, every stream, about looking on the inside, because everybody wants to look aesthetic. I sometimes talk about fat loss and how to achieve it, but I go the unsexy route of going into things like MTHFR, or I'll go into gallbladder, or go into leptin, or the thyroid, or the adrenals, or your sex hormones, because these are the things that are sort of blocking your ability to adapt, or like insulin resistance, or type 1 or type 2 diabetes. My self-care is to simple shower, shower gloves, great body wash, and coconut oil with a towel off. Okay, so keto diamond, I guess you don't do no deodorant. You put the coconut oil here, the antimicrobial, which, you know, the lauric acid has antimicrobial and antibacterial properties, so it can in some aspects, but nah. And let's see, do you use essential oils? No, I don't. Nah, not at all. It's just not my thing. I don't really care. And I don't trust lavender either. I don't trust it because people are always talking about that it's estrogenic, but I don't know. Let me see, do you have any, let me see, blah, blah, I am already underweight. Okay, yeah, we say when people worrying is never good for the body. Yeah. So essentially, I wanted to talk about just really briefly, and then I'm going to take your guys' questions. Just because your mom had cancer, like my mom, or somebody has diabetes in the family, or somebody has breast cancer, people get really, or thyroid, oh, my mom had thyroid, or my mom or my dad had this. It doesn't mean, thank you. Ashma, is it Ashmahan? Thank you so much. It doesn't mean that you're necessarily going to get these things. It is definitely possible to inherit some issues related in families, but it's really these triggers, these genetic triggers are turned on by life stressors and toxins and the inability to rebalance your body or detoxify. So people who've got the MTHFR gene mutation, I'm starting to think that if 40% of the population have this mutation, and this is a huge reason why they don't methylate very well, it's very hard for them to absorb their folate, right? So they need methylfolate and B12. Like these people, I think that the body is very, very smart at rewiring something that it has a problem with. Like if you don't have a gallbladder, a lot of people do fine on plenty of fat. Now, not all, but some people actually do really, really well without a gallbladder, even though the gallbladder is supposed to hold those salts, those biosalts, so you can digest things and absorb your nutrients, because the liver is the part of the body that actually makes the salts, and then the gallbladder holds it and releases it when you're eating fat. And it's essentially just making you absorb it, because our vitamins are, we have our fat soluble vitamins are in fat in animals. And these are the bioavailable nutrients that we need, like A, D, E, K, right? Fully formed A, not keratin, but retinol, and vitamin D, and E, and obviously K2 is very, very important to disperse these calcium deposits. But with that said, it's what you do to your genetics that's going to have an epigenetic response. Your body's going to react what you actually do to it. So For example, this woman who's like, on her Instagram is like, you must be stressed out to waste your time and my time complaining about nothing. These are people that don't adapt. They don't. Let me lift this thing up a little higher. So if you guys can't deal with stress, I mean, stress creates an inflammatory response in seconds, right? It's just literally can start messing with your HCl levels in seconds. You don't digest very well when you're stressed. So then you might have food just sitting in your stomach, putrefying, which makes you not hungry when food sits there undigested. So a lot of you guys who wake up in the morning and not hungry, a lot of you, many of you have low HCl levels and you're not able to actually digest your foods. So if your mom or aunt had like her gallbladder removed, it doesn't mean that you have to have your gallbladder removed. It's how you treat the genetics that you were born with, right? So if you're not vaginally birthed or if you weren't breastfed, then you've got to do everything possible to reestablish good gut flora, because most likely you're going to be at a big disadvantage with an imbalance in your gut, which is a big part of your immune system. And so when people do a keto diet, they're not going to get the gains. You're not. If you have high blood sugar, if you have hypoglycemia, insulin resistance, diabetes, if you don't sleep well, if your reproductive hormones are out of whack, you are not going to get the business. You are not going to get, it's not going to happen. It's just not. The keto diet alone is not enough to have success on a ketogenic protocol. It's just not. So let's just put that out right there. And this is the reason why the keto will come and it'll go, because people won't get the results that they're looking for, because, you know, John the neighbor did keto and he lost, 80 pounds and you're struggling with it. Or, and the thing that I've mentioned before is that a lot of people who do before and after pictures online become addicted to the attention of getting the adulations. Oh, Hercules, child, Hercules, you did so well, Cindy. People become addicted to this attention. So don't believe stuff that you see on, intermittent fasting, they just did wonderfully, but they didn't tell you anything else. They will cherry pick out everything that actually happened to them, so they will get all the validation that they're looking for. You can't do keto because you want to lose weight. You can't do keto because you want validation. Like another person said to me on my Instagram, I thought coffee was a part, or blah, blah, blah. Doctor said that coffee was keto. And I was like, I thought keto was a natural biological process in nature. I don't think coffee is, last time I checked. So anyway, okay, I'm going to take your guys' questions. Yep, coconut oil goes everywhere except for my hair. Oh, that's cool. And people worrying about okay, I read that already. Let's see what you guys updated. Yes, you're right, Stephanie. People are so triggered. I mean, I'm 51, people. Y'all know I'm 51. Like, I don't care. Y'all are, not you guys, but people in general are so very triggered. People will critique the way I move my hands in a video. They'll critique this, they'll critique that. I'm just like, snore, aren't you bored? How boring to do that. What a waste of time. What's your thoughts on chia seeds? People on chia seeds, blood sugar spiking, gnarly. Most of the people, if not all of them. So I think on some of my old plans that I would write, maybe even on my website, I had chia seeds. They're so gone. I was like, whoa! Because if you're coaching or consulting people and they're not adapting, for me, I think I have a moral code, because I get really worried that I'm going to injure someone. So Steph pulls the pedal or the gas way back. Like, I get super conservative because I don't want anyone to get injured. People become dehydrated. They lose water so quickly. So another thing on the internet is that people are like, I lost 15 pounds, and then they lose a lot of water, and their electrolytes just slam out of imbalance, and they start feeling horrible. Dull headaches, heart palpitations, muscle cramps. They become constipated. And all these people are like, oh my God, I lost so much weight on keto. They don't talk about that, do they? Steph does. I'm not internet sexy because of that. I don't appeal to the masses I don't know. Is what it is. You guys are quiet. You're a quiet little bunch. Okay, how do you cook kidney? Do you soak it in vinegar? Yeah, and apple cider vinegar. So I don't really like, someone on my Instagram today is like, oh, what do you think about this product? I'm like, please do not DM what I think about this product, because that's you and 500 other people. Like, I'm like, can you not see? She had a picture of the ingredient, the package. Like, can you not see vinegar? Focus, you mother sucker. Yeah, there we go. I think the phone actually focuses on the pillow, so maybe if I do it like that. Yeah. The thing that is rice wine, white wine or rice vinegar spikes the blood sugar. And if you have a Candida overgrowth, you do not want that vinegar to be in your digestive tract, because you're going to have an explosion of dysbiosis. Okay, I do watch 400, what? Wait, I do watch my 400 pounds, like, pounds? Oh, life. Very sad. Some of them have faith or just giving up. It's so sad. Yeah, it is sad. What's your skin routine? I just showed you, Gray. Did you not see it? Did you not see it? 1, 2, 3, 4, but this will be in my electrolyte because this doesn't really count as skincare. 5. All right, and 6. All right, let's get towards the questions here. Let's see, do you approve of golden milk for everything to drink before bed? Probably not. Well, you don't need to have coconut milk and turmeric. Some people react to the milk. That you have to remember there's like little grams of sugar in that. Just do the turmeric in a tea without the milk. What is my... Oh, you serious, huh? As soon as I asked him why the bunghole itches, I was like, my eyes were like, did I just read that? But it's because of a Candida, systemic Candida overgrowth, and it can make your bung itch. Yep, under the boobs. People get rashes on the chest, on the arms, on the face, white tongue, the crusties in the eyes, the dandruff, you know, the nails being yellow, guys getting around the balls act. Women got like vaginosis and yeast infections, which is very common. Essentially, your butt itching is the yeast infection of the colon. That Candida is nasty bugger, y'all. Let's see here. Oh, snap. Literally, oh, snap, right? Oh, that's why you didn't delete it, right? Deborah, it was like a real question. I mean, I thought it was a joke, but like people literally, when I talk about itchy butt, people are like, okay, they'll DM me. They're like, I have itchy butt. What is it? And I'm like, it's really common, unfortunately. It's very difficult to get rid of Candida. It seems like there's no really one answer. As much research as I've done, there are things like monolaurin, which is concentrated lauric acid. That helps. If you don't have a histamine response to oregano, these are very powerful ways to kind of like lower the spore count. People also use, for the symptoms, they use activated charcoal. People use ozone therapy. Now, somebody swears by ozone therapy. Google it. I don't know if it works. People talk about infrared therapy, ozone therapy. People talk about, I guess my phone doesn't know where to focus now. People using herbs and like, you know, people use grapeseed extract, garlic. But the more powerful ones, caprylic acid, I think are oregano, coconut oil, or a monolaurin. Those are really powerful. Yeah, and I think chlorella also. People like to use colloidal silver, but that doesn't really work. Nystatin cream, that's another one. Okay, to get your stool to sink, you have to figure out, is it leaky gut or is it a gallbladder issue? And if you don't know which one it is, I don't know which one it is to get it to sync. I mean, if you have gallbladder, you could potentially use digestive enzymes like with lipase or pepsin or betaine, HCl, and with ox bile. If it's leaky gut, then that's a long process of getting the gut wall to seal up so that your stool will sink. I mean, small stupid things like you got to eat your food until it's like baby food liquid, and no one does that. They're like chomp chomp swallow, chomp chomp swallow. I gotta drop my kids off, I gotta go to school, I gotta go to work. And that's a big problem with the gut trying to seal. It doesn't want big chunks of food entering the large intestine, because if you got leaky gut, that's big chunks of food entering the bloodstream, and then your body has an autoimmune reaction, and then that wall cannot seal. What should you eat before workout? I don't know what time you work out, so it depends on what time you work out. How long have you done keto for? Do you have any allergies? And then I can sort of tell you, it depends. Like if you work out mid-morning, you can actually just eat breakfast, right? Or if you work out before 2 o'clock, just eat breakfast. If you get up and go to the gym, then you want to go and do like a fat load. So for people who don't have a histamine towards eggs, I'll do like have a yolk with a bite of butter. If you don't have histamine, if you do have histamine, then you might want to do something as simple as 2 tablespoons of tallow or lard as a pre-workout, or like, well, another histamine food is fish, like salmon or sardines is soft, so it's easier to digest. That's why I have people either do yolks or fish, like sardines or salmon, as a pre-workout if you can't digest eggs, or switch to duck eggs with a tablespoon or 2 of a fat as a pre-workout. And you're not eating too much to overwhelm the digestive tract, but you're getting something to tell that signal of the hypothalamus pituitary adrenal axis that you're not starving, right? You're breaking the fast slightly, and that sends cortisol. Cortisol is going to help break down food, and we want our cortisol rhythm to be high in the morning and not high at night. So we want it to be reinverted back to its place in the morning, and eating something small will start that process, like digestion, blood flow, let's get moving, you know. And then the body doesn't think it's starving, and it doesn't slow down your metabolism and be like, oh, I'm not eating a breakfast, but I'm gonna go off and do 5,000 things without eating anything. So that could be a pre-workout. Let's see. Yes, chewing food thoroughly helps tremendously. Yes, it does. Use everything unscented and change to unscented laundry. Okay, cool. Cool with it. Cool. What's the latest on Steph's book? Steph's book is just about done. It just has to be edited and photographed, and then it's done. But I can say that when I had my contract, the company was like, hurry up and get your book out, because keto is going to explode, and we as a publishing company want to ride that wave. And I'm not a book publishing company, so my brain's like, okay, I mean, I think that sounds right. But now that time has passed, I realize that's not ever what I wanted. I don't want to be lumped together in the trend, because the trend will die. So now the book has evolved to something fantastic, which includes a lot more things about the body in general. So you guys know that I'm incorporating low carb, high fat with my whole ideology of how to promote health, because I don't want people to eat standard American diet. I don't want them to do a paleo diet, but low carb, high fat, which means knowing what carbohydrates, if you're just struggling with keto, then you can do that step before. And now I've introduced all of that in the new book. So, and I've gone more into things like histamine and allergies. A lot of people are doing carnivore. People are obsessed with carnivore. And that will also come and go. And the diehard people who really have autoimmunity and no histamine will continue to do carnivore. And the people who are like, okay, my histamine issues, because a lot of people are like, should I go on the carnivore diet? I'm like, to lose weight? No, because if you do carnivore, you have to have liver. Oh, here's another really interesting thing. This should be another video. That one of my clients, because I do consultations, was trying to get in liver and was reacting really poorly to it. And I said, well, what kind of quality is it? She goes, well, it's organic. And I said, okay, organic animals don't mean that they are healthy. So I was like, organic means no hormone. Moan, not O at the end. No hormone. But the problem is with cows that are organic and not grass-fed is that they are feeding these cows corn and soy all year, not just finished with it, but all year long. So bet your bottom dollar you're going to have liver, which traps all the toxins. And if you're having toxins from soy and corn that is GMO'd, and then you have to think those crops are sprayed with glyphosate, and glyphosate, y'all, that stuff is nasty. You guys trying to kill the biofilms of Candida to get your health, your autoimmunity back in order? You can't when you're constantly being introduced to glyphosate. So these cows are eating glyphosate-laden freaking corn and soy, and then you react poorly to the liver. So for those out there who are dealing with autoimmunity and you're trying to incorporate organ meats, I'm sorry. If you're going to do cow, it must be grass-fed. It can't even be corn finished. It must be grass-fed, because you're not going to heal the gut and deal with your sensitivities if you're eating just organic liver. Side note. Yeah. Let's see. First time catching you live. You're great. Oh, thank you. And we'll definitely be buying your book when it comes out. Much love and respect for how much information you have at the drop of a dime. Thank you so much, Steph Johnson. Thank you. Okay, let's see. I want to gain weight, muscle. Advice, please, love. Oh, Ruth. Okay, so Ruth, I don't know what you're saying. You guys, when you ask questions, I don't like the questions to be too long with a statement, but contextualizing, like, how low in weight are you and why, you know? Because while you can't put on weight, and weight really, you don't want to put on fat, right? So you want to put on muscle. So, like, are you premenopausal? Are you post? Like, what's your situation? Are you under eater? Like, I don't know those details, and those details are super important. Okay, well, will keto help with tooth and gum health? If you do it right, it's amazing. If you do it wrong, it could actually eat at your gums. You don't want to be you don't want to be catabolic on keto. And somebody said to me, what is it? One of these people doing keto videos, gluconeogenesis doesn't happen that easy. And I'm like, I love that you have an opinion. Keep it. I wish people would just keep their opinions to themselves. Like, just let me do my thing, you do your thing. And the problem is with people being gluconeogenic, we need gluconeogenesis, right, for our red blood cells and for our brain. But with that said, if you're constantly not using ketones and the body's like, I need some glucose, it's going to make it out of your amino acids. And that includes your gums. So make sure that you do keto the right way. And I've got 5,000 videos explaining how to do it. Okay. Let's see here. Candida contributes to gut wall holes. Yes. So Candida definitely helps with that leaky gut. Candida is nasty. I envy people from a couple hundred years ago where there was no chemicals and antibiotics, even though antibiotics have saved people's lives. Yo, can you imagine being born without fluoride and chlorine in your water and all of the like chemicals and the aluminum and the mercury and the cadmium and the lead? And I'm just so jealous. What would this gut look like, right? If I look like this at 51 for all the work that I do, I would have to work less if I wasn't born with all this nonsense. Because this is a lot of work, people, okay? This is, trust, this is not genetics. This is tireless work to keep my health up. It's like juggling, which is why, you guys, I don't promote the intermittent fasting. It's just trend. Carnivore, trend, and carnivore has its benefits. Amazing. Intermittent fasting could have some autophagy benefits, but the way people apply their intermittent fasting, there's no autophagy going on. If you're hypoglycemic and you become like super thyroid, if your inflammatory markers rise, trust, you're not having any autophagy going on. The body can't go and clean up dead cells when it's bringing on like a sea of inflammation from skipping meals when you're hypoglycemic, which a lot of you guys are, because a lot of you must sleep in the afternoon. You think it's natural to have to freaking take a nap and get like, I'm so tired at my desk. And no, the book is not out yet. It will be soon. When the book is done being edited and photographed, I will be talking about it nonstop. So if this was my way of promoting it, that'd be bad, sorry ass promoting. You guys will know. Let's see, Stephanie, you are such an inspiration to Black youth across the country. Oh, but I'm not young. No, I'm kidding. I hope I'm an inspiration to everybody, but there's not enough Black girl Stephanies out there, right? Oh, there's not enough Black girl Stephanies. So maybe there is some truth to that. Because when I was growing up, there was no Black women on any. I remember on Harper's Bazaar, they put a dark-skinned Black woman the side of her head, and you could see her like, you could see her hairline, and it was, people were uproar like, oh my God, she's so disgusting. She's dark-skinned. You see this afro, and I was like. So thank you. I appreciate that. How do you feel is the best way for autophagy to happen? By doing nothing. If you want to experience autophagy while fasting, like go to an island or the forest and get like a hammock, right? And don't eat, right? Fast and relax, read a book, connect yourself to the circadian rhythm and get your feet in the dirt. And then you'll experience autophagy. Okay? And only then. You're not going to experience with all this electronic crap and stress, and I gotta get to my job, and I gotta get my workout that I hate doing, and I'm arguing with my partner, and you know, I'm taking 5,000 supplements and medications, and I've got a fatty liver and too much estradiol? No. And men aromatizing? No, no. So book a consultation, as Deborah's reminding, oh, I forgot to say. So my calendar's open. A lot of you guys have been like, when's your calendar going to open again? My calendar's open if you guys want to have a consultation. And I'm not as cuckoo in consultations as I am sort of in my live streams. But girl is good. Okay. I'm good. Let's see here. No, it's not. Unfortunately, Greg, it's only, that's the problem. I really would love to promote this product. In fact, I'll promote products and businesses, right? Oh, you guys don't forget to go to Dave Way in California. He works on foreign cars and he's amazing. I want to promote all small businesses and they don't have to give me nothing. They don't have to do nothing for me. If I believe in something, I'll talk about it. I've spoken about Rose and Serian before and I don't have any affiliation with them. I don't work for them. But if I left something, I'm going to talk about it. They don't have to give me money. I don't care. I don't know what people are so obsessed with money sometimes. Just tell people what works. No, what's the documentary Stink? What is it? Never even heard of it. I'll have to go and Google it. Keto can heal the gut, but you guys got to remember, when you take down your carbohydrates, and you have like a barrage of toxins and stress still in your life, doing a ketogenic protocol and your body's still wanting to rely on glucose can really irritate the body. That's why either with intermittent fasting or with the carnivore diet or with a ketogenic protocol, you have to make sure that everything's in alignment. Like you got to get your checklists out. You got to be like, yo, I'm ready for this. You know, I'm not playing, and be ready. If you're doing it just for weight loss, you're going to frack yourself up because you're not like, okay, people are like, well, what blood tests? I should do that in a video. I'm going to do that. I always forget. I need to write it down. What blood tests should I take before doing keto? I'm like, well, don't take a cholesterol panel. You know, if you're going to do a cholesterol panel whatsoever, make sure that you get your small particle Bs tested and do it way before you ever do keto so you don't link the two together. A lot of people do like a one-time cholesterol panel and they've already done keto for 3 months. They're like, oh my God, the keto rate, my cholesterol, my total cholesterol is 350. I'm going to die. And I'm like, First of all, general practitioners who do cholesterol panels don't have the ability to go and do a small particle count because they have to go to a special lab to do that. They don't even analyze really very often. They just look at the total number. They look at your LDLs, and LDL, low density lipoproteins, come in all different sizes, and sometimes we want many big sizes of LDLs, and that can factor in your total number, which then makes your LDLs subjective. And often people aren't checking the ratio between your HDLs and your triglycerides, which is really the one that you want, because even just looking at your C-reactive protein as an inflammatory marker of heart disease is, you could bump your elbow really hard and have your CRP numbers slam up really high. So, the tests that you should be really taking is your insulin and your A1C and your reproductive hormonal panel. Those are the things that I think are really indicative, are really beneficial to trying keto. What's up, Livin? How can I transition into keto without doing an anorexic diet and getting rid of Candida that won't let you absorb fat? That's great. It's funny how you put it all together. You can transition into keto, and here's the thing. You guys, go isolate all the foods and just eat a bunch of it in the morning to make it simple, right? Okay, white rice is a starch. I recommend that for those people trying to transition, but some people react to rice because no matter if it's bleached, we want it to be bleached the frack out, right? We want no anti-nutrients. We want no arsenic in the hull, in the shell. We want it to be bleached. Brown rice, poisonous. Quinoa, poisonous. Oats can be poisonous. So let's get the white rice, and if that doesn't work, we can take that out. Then we're going to try the sweet potato. And if that doesn't work, we won't take that out. And then you could try things like carrots, cooked carrots, and onions, and yellow squash. These are things that are going to raise the carbohydrate count. And if you react poorly to that, you got to do carnivore. Keto carnivore, not keto. Okay. Keto. Then you would take maybe about a 4th cup, a little meatball size of white rice in every meal. This is not keto. This is something you're using keto transition into. And you just got to go and get those tests and see what's going on. You can get an oat test or organic acid test to see what's in your PP, or see what kind of metabolites are in the urine, and see what kind of nastiness is going on with the body. So then knowing what to do next, finding out what foods you're sensitive to, find out if you're sensitive to butter and to eggs, and just take notes. How do you feel? Do you feel crappy? Do you fart? Do you get really bloated when you eat something? Right? Women, do you have issues with your lymphatic system and you're big, huge, freaking swollen legs at the end of the day? Okay, men too. Let me see. Just liked up the stream, y'all. It's weird. Something is going on with YouTube because I would go live and get over 100 people every time. Now it just dropped. But that's okay. I'm a slow grower. Even though I'm a girl. So Candida is very hard to get rid of. It's protected by a force field called a biofilm. And like I said, I explained the list of different things that can help potentially break the biofilms. Some people do vitamin C infusions, things of this nature, as intermittent fast, or if intermittent fasting natural process for the body or no. It's not natural for today's modern human. It's a natural process if you're living outside starving to death. Okay? Feast or famine. If you're in famine mode, you might go through autophagy. But then these hunter-gatherers are smart. They sit in little tribe in the Amazons, and they'd be sitting and they'd be talking and being communal and bonding with each other, and got their oxytocin, just pumping out of them. No, not us. We got to get up and go to the gym, then go to work, and then drop off the kids, and then go to your job and grab some. You're starving. And these people that do the intermittent fasting, they start developing food addictions and binging habits and overeating their protein when they finally do eat, and they're starving all day long. But I have consultations where they're like, no, I do really well on intermittent fasting. I'm not really hungry. And then the next minute they'll say I was really, really hungry intermittent fasting. I was like, which one is it? I don't really think people actually know what's going on with their health because they don't know how to pay attention to it. I've made that mistake many a time. Let's see what we got going on. Let me see. So if you're gonna have the benefits of intermittent fasting, do nothing. Take a day on a weekend. You're not gonna do shite. You can be chilling. Get your feet up in the dirt, yo. If you live near the dirt, go to a park. Okay, doing a few weeks of keto, carnivore, mostly liver. Good. Bowel movements only every other day. Sinking stool. Any cause for the concern? So, GD, the reason why you probably are not pooping every day is because your electrolytes, my child, are off. Okay? So this is the problem with people doing carnivore. The carnivore community doesn't understand that y'all are not getting your freaking minerals in. You can't poop. Some of you, not all. You need that magnesium, potassium to poop. That's why you like to use the spray, right? You don't get as much magnesium, but it absorbs into the bloodstream very quickly. So I'm not a brand pusher, but ancient minerals, pretty darn good. See, we have 45 minutes. How do I say I'm going to do this 30 minutes? I'm like, Mama, I'm going to call you after my stream. And then I'm like, I'm only going to be on 30 minutes. Better absorption of what? Magnesium, potassium, vitamin D. I don't know which one you mean. Drink Himalayan salt in my water, good for electrolytes. Yeah, that's a start. And then you have to get potassium-rich foods. And then you have to go and get some magnesium because our soils and everything are so depleted of magnesium. You have to take exogenous magnesium, unfortunately, which means from the outside to inside of the body. Old bad habits still following me to change past habits. Is calm okay as magnesium? Oh, people are talking about the problem with the calcium. If you do calcium blend, that calcium is not good. It creates calcium deposits. So potentially, if you're just going to get magnesium and use calcium together, I would get eggshells and grind them. And if you don't have to, and make sure you wash them because that's where the E. coli is on the shell. Wash it good, or you put them in the oven. So you wash the shell. I learned this from Janet. You wash the You wash the shell, and then you bake the shell to kill bacteria. And then you get and you could do this with bones as well. There's some chicken bones up in there. Your calcium, and then you take one of those pill grinders, like like made out of stone, porcelain or whatever, and you get a pill grinder and you just grind it into a powder, and then you take that calcium, you sprinkle it on your food, right? Simple way to get in your calcium without it being problematic. That's not a technical word, is it? Problematic? That's not explaining things. God bless your mother. So much I see in the video. Thank God your mother is healed. Is heal? Heal y'all? Is here? We all look alike. We do and we don't, right? My mom got a shorter forehead than I do, but we have like the same teeth. We have the same smile. Her nose is more round than mine, but you can see there's a similarity, and the face shape is totally different. But then there's ways that we look very, the nose, tip of the nose, teeth. Her lips are like kind of fuller than mine, and she's tall. Okay, if you guys want to see, like when I stand next to my mother, she's up here, and I'm like down here. You would think that I'd be like, Mom. No, I'm like, Mom. She's way taller than I am. Way taller. She got boobs out to here, which I don't have. She got some long arms. Okay. Thank you, Jordan. I appreciate it. I do appreciate it, Jordan. Showed us a sample of what I had when you had to visit in Austin. I don't even remember, Jessica, to be honest. I don't know, girl. I don't remember. Peak tea? I don't remember that. Are you sure it was me? In Austin, I was eating lamb. It was so good. It was pastured lamb. That was delicious. I went to a restaurant when I went to Austin for the Paleo FX. Paleo FX, yeah. In the car, she looks so tiny. I know, it's just, she looks so small, but my mom has long legs for days and a short torso. So when she sits, she's more shrunken looking, and I'm more, like, I don't have long, I'm 5'3". So, you know, like, but if we stood next to each other, she towers over me. Are you doing the photos? Yes, I am. Because, you know, been a photographer for years. That's my photography work. Yes, I'm going to shoot my own book. People are like, you should get a food photographer. I'm like, nope. Nope. I'm going to do it. Tips to manage stress thoughts other than breathing and managing. Oh, stress? It's kind of a good subject for me. I had to like this, you know, very, I don't know how to describe it, a sort of very emotional consultation the other day when I was trying to explain to a woman about dealing with stress, and also that people around her were trying to tell her that doing keto was dangerous. And she had already experienced so many benefits from a ketogenic protocol. Thank you, Jordan. And so what I'm going to try to tell y'all, and I was talking to one of my millennial boys, they're my boys in the gym. I explain to people, as you get older, like I'm a person, and I'm going to explain this and then I'm going to bounce, I think. When people are worrying about bad health, yeah. I try to explain this to people. If I say to people you should eat liver, they're like, oh my God, so gross, oh my God. And I'm like, you are a grown adult. That behavior to me is embarrassing. It's embarrassing. Your health is falling apart and you're worried about the taste of something? Have you not seen my videos over the years saying that I would eat donkey crap out of its butthole if that's what I needed to do to improve my health? What's wrong with you people? I don't understand. People have all the, like, I just want to lose the weight. And I'm like, okay, these are the things that you need to do. But I don't, do I have to go to bed? Like, get the TV out of your bedroom. You know, you got to learn how to exercise, but you have to learn how to exercise in a gentle way if you have any adrenal issues. Okay, you got to do this or do that. People are not willing to do whatever it takes to improve their health. The reason why I like that look like this isn't because of I'm of golden brown skin or black as a metaphor, because nobody black. The reason why I look like this is because I don't complain. If there's something that I need to do, I go do it. I am just as athletic, if not stronger. People are like, because I'm 51. People are like, I remember when I was in my 20s, I was like this way, and I was like this, and I was so fearless. I was like, I'm stronger than I was before. I'm stronger, fitter. I can't run anymore because I busted my leg, but I'm stronger, fitter, faster, and I look healthier now than I did when I was in my 20s. I look better now. If y'all saw pictures of me, it's like, is that the same girl? What? So for me, I see that there's reward in hard work. So stress is created in your mind right here in the neocortex. You create that. You create everything. Some of these people like commenting on my channel and like Deborah's got to go slay some of the trolls. Before I would react, because that's what we are designed to do. It's a trigger reaction. But stress to me is all what I make it. And it sounds so like, oh, lip service, like it's not that easy, Stephanie. But we all have a choice. I can either respond this way or I can respond that way. I can see that people try to pull me into an argument because they're projecting their own frustration. And my stupid arse will sometimes just engage in that person's frustrated, and then they come at you, and here I am, an alpha female, be like, don't you be talking to me that way, And then I'm like, what are you doing, Stephanie? You're 51. Stop. So sometimes it just comes with thoughts. right? You guys are exhausted. Your cortisol's inverted. You don't sleep well. You cranky. You crunky. You ain't even cranky. You're a step above. Y'all crunky. And you don't recognize it, right? You are drinking coffee to mask your adrenal insufficiencies, your issues with your adrenal production. And so you guys are just, you know, you have, I mean, I live by myself. I don't got no kids. I live a very you either call it selfish or self-empowering life. I chose this life. I could have chose something else, but I didn't. I chose this life. So whatever life that y'all choose, y'all got to be happy for the life that you live, especially those who live in the first world economy. Because you know that I've traveled around the world. I got videos going be all over the place. And when I was younger, I lived in an African village for 2 months. Okay? I was like in Africa. Like I wasn't in like, because I've been to South Africa recently. And I wasn't like in South Africa. It was like, you know, it's so modern. There's like shopping malls everywhere. No, I was deep into Africa. Like no tourists. Okay? And I remember that experience like it was yesterday. And I went there as a dumb girl in my 20s. I wasn't one of those, yes, I'm going to volunteer and go to an African village and I'm going to volunteer. No, I was a dumbass, okay? I went down there. This is pre-internet. Like dangerous, 40% of the population having HIV. People like being a girl by yourself and like, okay? But those experiences put things in perspective. So when I travel now, I have reference from when I was younger and being in crazy places. Crazy places. Like, what were you thinking? Like, y'all know if did this Steph story time where I was, when I went to Egypt. That was another crazy thing. This guy, I was staying at like a cheap hotel in the Luxor area, and he was like, you know, you should come and meet my family. And it was like after work, and I'm getting in the back of a truck. It's pitch dark, people, on the West Bank. And then I get in another truck, and I was like, okay, I could be raped, mugged, and robbed. It took us almost an hour, and I was in the middle of nowhere. And I was like clutching my bag. I had all my money. I had my camera with me. Do I have pictures from that trip? I know I do somewhere. Yeah, the pyramids. See these pyramids? See that one right there? Where you see the Sphinx and all that? That was that trip. Oop, right there. And, or the Giza pyramids. That was that trip. That was some scary stuff. I was like, Steph, what have you done? But it was safe and I was fine and all this. The moral of the story is about how to deal with stress is that now when I come home, when I travel now and I arrive at LAX, I'm like, it is so easy. Like nothing's difficult for me because poverty and illness is not easy. But this country is easy. It's all how you perceive it. It's all how you perceive it. So that's how I see stress. I could either get upset over the difficult things that have happened in my life or continue to happen, or I can accept every time I fix one thing, 3 crappy things just arrive on my doorstep. And it's always that way. I'm not going to go into the crappy things right now, but there's like 3 crappy things that I'm juggling. And I'm like, I'm 51. Can I get a break? Just for like 2 weeks, right? No crappy things, just none. Just like, okay, 2 weeks, everything's chill. No. For one thing you get rid of, 3, it's like 3. 3 crappy things happen. You open the door, something explodes. You open a letter, you're like, like something is always freaking tripping my life out. And so I've decided to accept it because without these crappy things, I wouldn't understand what a really good thing was. So I accept all of the terrible things as a lesson. And so for me, that's how I deal with stress. You know, I would get into fights, like fist fights when I was younger. If people tried to mess with me, no, you chose the wrong girl. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not. I think I told a story. This guy pushed me in the gym. He was hitting on me. And then he pushed me and knocked me on my back because I've had so many knee surgeries that I don't stand stable. If I don't see it coming, you can knock me right over. Like this. But if I see it come, I'll brace, right? And he knocked me on my back. And I just sat and watched everybody look and do nothing. And men and trainers do nothing. And it reminded me of my skateboard days where guys would try to hurt me because I was a pro skater, you know, first African-American pro skater, African-American, black girl, whatever. And I was like, when I was younger, I was like, oh, hell to the nah. It is on like Donkey Kong, fool, you are done. And I clocked him in the throat so hard with my fist, and I do not hit like a girl. And this is a big guy. He fell over like a tree. He was like, now that's the last fist fight I was in, and that's, I don't know, going on 16 years ago. But today it would take a lot for me to react. It would take a lot. And for me, I understand stress, and I understand that stress is always going to be right here. So I might as well become friends with it, right? Crappy things, let's be friends. So when it happens, you don't react because you expect things to be difficult. You expect it. So people look at me on the internet and think that everything's perfect. Trust people, it is not. But what you're seeing is the by effect of somebody letting things go. Just let it go. And I work my butt off, and then I appreciate what I have. Even if I live in a shoebox, it's my shoebox. Well, I rent it. People are fat and ugly and unhealthy and all the same stressors. Yeah, I mean, stress is relative in the context, but for me, all it takes for me is to see somebody who's got less, right? I'm like, from my childhood, which was difficult, to now, I am so grateful that I have the intelligence and the awareness and the athleticism and the gumption and the bullocks that I have today. I'm just like, how did that happen? Because I can actually take stress come like a rocket, and I'll be like Wonder Woman, I'll be like, poof, 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 poof. I'm not gonna let it hit me that hard. So if you guys get stressed on a ketogenic protocol, you can't adapt, because this is gonna raise your inflammatory markers. This is gonna get your stomach acid weird. If you've got any bacteria, that's gonna start to grow really, really fast once the stomach levels drop. Like, if you don't sleep well, sleep is so massive. I was constantly talking about it at one point, and people weren't understanding that that's when the body heals. The day is catabolic and the evening is anabolic. That's when the body grows and repairs. So if you're not putting yourself in those zones, if you're not creating a sympathetic, relaxed part of your day, the body won't heal. And I just see people, they intermittent fast, and they drop their calories, and then they exercise more, and the body won't budge out of its trauma state. It won't. And then you all go cuckoo, cuckoo, cuckoo. Like, people are like freaking out and getting stressed. And that said that men should never hit a woman. I mean, yo, one thing that I love is history. And like, women were like, in a lot of cultures. So yeah, men should never hit a woman. But if they choose to hit this one, you best expect the unexpected, because it's not going to go down that fast. It's not going to go down that easy. Trust. Good night, Jessica. I slept well for a week, circadian rhythm style, and lost the most weight. Exactly. So a lot of people become insulin resistant at night because their insulin is rising, and then you're storing, and you're creating more estrogen, and your body gets imbalanced, and then you start to have autoimmunity because you're not sleeping. The body can't heal itself, and people have got gut dysbiosis and gut issues. They can't repair the gut. It's like, people are like, how long is it going to take to repair my gut? I'm like, you know, you can listen to other streams where they love to just go on and on about like science all the way down to here, but you've actually just got to break down the human being and how we live our lives and equate that with biology or physiology. You just can't break down science. It has no meaning unless you contextualize it with human behavior and thinking and lifestyles, or people don't understand. So sleep is just like, people are like, do you look at a book in bed? Don't do that. Do you look at your phone in bed? Don't do that. Do you have your TV in the bedroom? Don't do that. Do you use blue blockers? No? Well, go get some. Okay, why Steph? I want to do keto because it's a wise diet. It is a lifestyle. The effort one has to do, one needs to self-control in every sense, mind, body, and more about the mind determine the body. Yes, so there's obviously a mind-body connection. It sounds so cheesy, but it's so freaking true. And I think I'm such a strong character that if there's a problem, I will will it better. I will will it better. I won't give up. I don't care if something takes a day or 10 years. I will not give up, ever. And I think that we're giving up when we don't see the results very quickly. That's the problem. I don't know how many consultations I have where people are like, well, I already ate bad, so F it, And I'm like, why would you do that? Why? For what? Well, keto's not pleasurable, and it's like you can't eat much. I'm like, you're alive, bruh. You're not impoverished. You have love. Why aren't you addicted to being like love and kindness? Why does it have to be food? Living in that African village, you know what they ate? Rice and chicken. I was like, oh, we got another day of rice and chicken. Okay, how about another day of rice and chicken? They didn't eat nothing else in that village I was in. Rice and chicken. Okay? And people are complaining on... I can't. Robert, if your eyes... That's why I like to do my streams before the sun goes down, because once I start flipping on lights and looking at a phone, it jacks up my cortisol. So it's very massive. Now the EMF, it's hard to calculate that, but I can draw a straight line to looking at a phone in your bed and trying to sleep well. You just can't. It takes focus, right? Focus cortisol to focus. It might be relaxing your crazy mind and getting your mind off of something else like that. There's neurological pathways to like switch, and then you focus, and then you're just this flashing light, this flashing blue light. It jacks up everyone's sleep. I don't care. Let me see what you look like. Stand right in front of me, and you can see unhealthy bodies right there from being overstimulated. Okay, yes, I would kick some arse and look at doing it. Yeah, I'm a feisty little girl, but as feisty as I am, I've got a lot of love, like a lot. And you want to love people, but they're all little porcupines. They're all triggered people. I was like, oh, ooh, ouch! You are so triggered. So I'm trying to take this alpha female and the misguided youth child that I was and grow it into someone with a lot of love and a lot of care, and to not react to stuff that is not important. What is important, you guys, in your life? Is it being 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 100 pounds overweight? Well, it's all contextual, right? If you're 100 pounds overweight, I'm sure you got a lot of visceral fat. But it's literally go slow, learn about yourself, because you can't just do this general dietary or lifestyle measure and think it's going to work. It won't go that way. I don't ever see, how many people on the internet do you see having a body that looks like this at this age with a terrible, debilitated injury? You won't see it very often. Simply because the discipline that it takes, a lot of people just don't have. And they don't have the knowledge. It takes discipline. I'm a 63-year-old cancer survivor. Woo! But chemo, radiation, was it casualty? Weight gain, an effort to get off the buffet meds, and accomplish that, but started to, what is it? Undernourished, found you. Oh, thank God. Oh, that's so awesome. Yeah, my mom went through rounds of radiation and chemo, and it's like she's never the same after that. Like if the friggin' cancer didn't get her, the radiation and the chemo, it's like she aged overnight. My mom always looked so young until that toxic exposure. And yeah. So I'm really, really glad that you're off the meds and you're trying to probably have gut issues, gut dysbiosis issues, and you're trying to be more absorptive and you're trying your best. And I love that. Love, love, love. Love that, Terry. What? I don't know what goody powder is. No. Your boyfriend takes it 5 times a day? Child, if you've taken anything that's man's nasty hands have been on it and manipulated nature, nah, I don't mean deodorant. I mean what you eat. People got to take care of themselves when they're young before they get. But you know what, Jordan? It's very true. But I mean, my generation, us Gen X's, we didn't know any better. We didn't have the internet. We didn't have like an alternative health movement. We just, you know, my mother cooked with Crisco, like canola oil. I just remember seeing the corn on the label as what she cooked with all the time. You know what I'm saying? I mean, cereal, Apple Jacks and honeycomb, that was my jam, right? I could put sugar on top of a sugar cereal, no problem. We're talking Welch's jelly and friggin' Skippy peanut butter on Wonder Bread. That's what I ate for lunch. So it is a miracle that I look like this now, eating that kind of food. Fried chicken. Oh yes, my mama would go and dip the chicken in the egg, like the raw egg, and then dip it in the flour and then deep fry it in the canola oil and make some fried chicken. Okay, what is the most nutrient dense organ meat after liver? Kidney. Liver, kidney. And then I would say like heart, and then you start going into tongue and the intestine. Brains. Like up the chat! If you haven't liked up the chat to my little humble channel, just hit that X, collapse, hit the thumbs up, and then hit the icon with the chat icon and reopen. Okay, I said I was gonna do 30 minutes. I gotta go and call my mama. Okay, Stephanie, any thoughts on bone marrow supplements? Bone marrow, you mean bone broth or bone marrow hydrolyzed? Context would be good. Organ, no. You get liver or liver supplements? Liver. Thank you. You're welcome. No, you're welcome. I'm just silly, you guys. I'm not this obnoxious normally, my everyday life. Okay, yes, you're right, Stephanie. I'm a 90s baby kids play outside forever. Didn't care about foods. But food, kids, teens, and grown up people was super healthy back then. Well, Jordan, you're a 90s baby, I'm a 70s. Okay. 80s. We did eat crap. We did. But there wasn't glyphosate back then. And, you know, when I was born, some of the meats were still grass-fed. So that's the benefit of there was less vaccinations, inoculations. There was less of them. So luckily, there's just less pollution. And we got to play outside all day. In fact, my mother would kick my brother and I outside because we would be watching the Brady Bunch. And we'd be watching, like, the Disney... what's it called? Little Rascals and Disney, like from Annette, what's her face, and like all that stuff from the 50s. Praying for more of your mother. Oh, thank you, Jordan. I appreciate it. Stephanie, Terry Carpenter, I had similar experience. Glad to have found. Aw, thank you, Ruth. I really appreciate it. I do, because sometimes I'm like, who likes to watch this crazy woman? And the fact that I can create any type of impression or any type of belief and whatever I'm trying to say is really amazing. I know that I don't follow the trends. I don't do the intermittent fasting trend. I don't do the bulletproof coffee stuff. And it's a risk, right? I could not ever grow and reach people or even be able to survive on it because I keep saying stuff that people don't want to hear. But when those trends won't work, what are those people out there going to talk about next? Right? What are they going to, they're going to keep just evolving with every trend that makes money? They're going to hit a plateau at some point. And when keto comes and goes, I'll still be here. And the people who still want to learn about keto will come back to me. They'll be like, okay, Steph's still there, ride or die, doing it and talking about it. Frankie and Annette beach parties. No, it wasn't that. It was the Mickey Mouse Club. That's what it was. The old one. I used to watch that. My brother used to watch Star Trek, the original series, and we'd watch like the Brady Bunch and some of the 70s shows and like I Dream of Jeannie and Love Boat. You know what I'm saying? It's the stuff I used to watch. Okay. That really shows my age, right? Some people don't believe me, and I'll pull out a video or a picture. They'll be like, ooh, that's a long time ago. Because you guys, I work out with millennials. I just do. They come to me, it's like I'm the millennial Pied Piper. Like, shh, 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 shh. And all the millennial boys run after me, and they're just like a stream of them. I'm not even kidding. I sound braggadocious, but I am not even kidding. And I'm trying to constantly teach them. Constantly. Y'all boys, wake up. Soul Train. Yes, of course, Soul Train. But, I grew up, I went to an all-white school. So I didn't watch Soul Train, but I did watch Soul Train, with the line, right? Don Cornelius. Okay. I literally grew up in a white neighborhood. Hence the way I talk. Okay. And my mother was like this, my name is, no, I'm not gonna say her name. My name is Linda, because people try to get up in your business. Yo, people try to Google and find stuff. No. Nope. 51. I do not understand why people who do live streams and go on and just throw their business out to the public. Like, that's definitely younger who do that. I don't. Happy Sunday! Okay, I need to shut up. It's over an hour. I told myself I wouldn't go over 30 minutes, and I messed up. I need to call my mama. And, okay, you're such a beautiful soul. Thank you. Can you talk about dark under the circles under the eyes, how to treat it? The skin. Okay, so Rose, very, very quickly, unfortunately, it's your biliary system, like liver, kidney, colon. It's not detoxifying very properly, and also compacted with bad sleep. So dark circles is like, okay, you're eating foods and having stress, and the liver's burdened, and then the kidneys become super overburdened. Okay, I'm getting a lot of social media text. Get off my screen. Okay. And then when everything's overburdened and you're not trying to do different strategies to breathe better and to, just everything be of high quality to try to detoxify, then you can start developing dark circles under the eyes from being super toxic and then not sleeping well on top of that. Typically the kidneys. So you might be able to lessen it a little bit, but some people just never, I don't know. I mean, maybe if you're really super disciplined in keto, maybe like with my melasma, maybe that'll just go away now naturally. Okay. Just fade away. Hyperpigmentation just go away. I don't know. Take care, Steph. Stay blessed, Queen. Thank you, Jordan. Thank you, Karen. How do you maintain the elasticity of your skin? Not through bone. That's not just gonna. I would say that being able to have good detoxification pathways is really, really important. So, I mean, I'm not a supplement person, so that's why I'm always like, eat some organ meat, some nose to tail, but it really should be brain to tail, because the brain's also very good. And also getting enough sleep and getting enough rest, and also certain things are really good, like milk thistle, if you don't react to it, is really, really good for the liver. Make sure you got enough HCl levels too. Super, super important. But that's a lot of, I'm hyper. Okay, I gotta go. I gotta go because like I start rambling like a dum-dum, like all frenetic and spastic. Cold showers if you want to. You want to try to access that brown fat during cold showers? I'm not. No. Sorry. Woo! No. Hot showers can mess with the collagen. Yeah, so can being in the sauna. People are in there for, I'm like, yo, do not camp out in the sauna. You will cook. You will cook on a frying pan, that lovely collagen, right? See? That's 51 collagen, people. That's 51. Because I don't sit there and roast in a freaking sauna for freaking an hour. Well, I see guys in the sauna like doing like resistance training in there for like an hour. I'm like, dude, don't do that. Don't do that. I know you guys, I'm really silly. Okay, thank you everyone for joining this stream. I've got some energy. You guys know I have energy. I am such a cracked out energy person. I'm so hyper. Okay. I hope you guys learned something from this, even though I'm kind of all over the place. And so you're all over the place. Well, that's who I am. So don't change me. Yes, sauna, too much of it, right? There's a limit to everything. If you're doing too much water and too much sauna, too much heat, dehydration, heat on that. We want to keep the collagen, people. We want to keep it. We don't lose that because that's when everything hangs. And brown may not have as many wrinkles, child, but brown can hang like a Shar-Pei. Yes, it can. Do not be tripping. Brown can hang. Okay? Us brown people out there know that it can hang and sag. We got aunties and uncles and people, family members, they're hanging. So you got to protect that collagen. All right, guys, thank you so much for this stream. I thought I would just go on real quick, talk about my products, and I will try to upload some videos. And I'm out. Thank you, Deborah, always for taking care of the trolls, trying to say nasty things in the day and age that we're living in, where cray-cray people are running their fingertips on a keyboard. Oh, coconut oil pooling all day, every day, honey child. That was a great question. I oil pool every day because I mix it with oregano oil, and I really get it under the tongue because the skin is so thin it's permeable, so stuff gets in the body, and it really helps to kill microbes, including the Candida, including viral infections. It's amazing. Definitely, I oil pool every day. Mix the two together because that oregano oil is really spicy. And if you have a histamine problem, unfortunately, some people get a really bad reaction from it, so test it first. Yeah, I do like 15 minutes. I'll do it when I'm in the shower. I'll do it when I'm getting ready. I'll oil pool. I do it, actually, sometimes I do it like 2 times a day. And I will do it on the way to the gym on my bicycle. And people try to talk to me, and I'm like, and they're like, huh? And I'm like, They're like, oh, she's weird. I'm like, I know. It's all good. Okay. Your dentist is a fool. An idiot. Because like, dentists tell me that doesn't work. Okay, so I had a tooth pull because I ate something and it cracked my tooth all the way. Here's the tooth, right? Here's the tooth, and it cracked all the way to the root. And I didn't know how it cracked. This is a long time ago. Cracked all the way up there. And a lot of bacteria is collecting up in, because it was like completely exposed tooth. And it started getting really infected. And not only, it started infecting the tooth next to it. And it was like my face swelled up like this. It was bad. And I was like, okay, I'm going to oil pull. The inflammation went down like this because it kills bacteria within seconds. Kill the bacteria. And I was like, I got all the swelling down. I got the pain down, everything down. I had an abscess, all gone. But I was like, I could feel that tooth was loose. So I was like, this has to go. So I had to get that tooth pulled. And then the dentist was like, okay, here's some antibiotics. So like, nope, because they put a stitch up in there. I was like, nope. She's like, you should do something. I'm like, I'll oil pull. I came back to her. She's like, what the frack? I've never seen it heal so fast as I saw on you. And I was like, I know. Like, I didn't even have to use colloidal silver. No, it works. It works. It's amazing how much it works. So whoever told you that, I mean, there's the biology, right? It kills bacteria. So you swish it around, it kills bacteria, and the tongue is permeable. Skin, things can go in the skin. So you don't need a dentist to tell you that stuff can get into the body and kill microbes. That's just, it's just F-farted. Translate the words. Okay, here we go. I'm out. Have a fantastic evening, guys. Thank you for joining the stream. Sorry for the quality. Y'all don't complain about the quality. There's nothing I can do. I have upgraded my Wi-Fi as best I can. And it still sucks. So sorry for the quality of the stuff. I think it focuses over here better. So now I'm clear, maybe. All right, guys, have a great night. Don't forget to like up the stream for people on the replay. I do consultations. I have a keto course group at stephanieperson.com. You can go sign up for that. And then I also have Stephanie the Business Person on my Facebook, which is free. Anybody can go there. Or my Instagram, which is Stephanie Ketogenic, which I always do stuff on my stories. Today it was about MTHFR. So thanks, guys. And I'm out. Yes. Night, living. Night, GD. I don't know what my next stream is.